Hi there. There are six personality types when it comes to money, especially the emotional handling of money when we receive and when we give out money. This I basically came up with this over the 16 years I built up my Airbnb business here in Hungary and doing it in Sydney and Malaga and having a book publishing company. So let me explain how I came up with the six personality types of money. So I came up with the six personality types over the last 2 or 3 years as I've gone to a lot of self-development courses here in Hungary and around the world. And I've read a lot about the psychology of money and how we accept and how we give out and allow the flow of money into our lives. And this is also based on a lot of my friends and my competition in the Airbnb and the hotel management businesses in Hungary and Australia, and how they've won millions of dollars, how they grew basically from nothing to lots of hotels or apartments, and why some of them actually lost what they had. Why some people got bigger, why some lost a lot of money, and also combined with the self-development I've tried, so the psychology or the emotional acceptance of money in our lives, how this can influence the actual six characteristics. So let me start with the first one. The first one is Mr. Sweat. And basically all six, before I start all six, the first one, they're all based on the value of our inside. So how much we actually value ourselves, how much worth we give ourselves, and believe that we deserve what we get in life. So deserve the money, the flow of money into our lives. This can be presence. This can be someone, or family member, or a friend, someone willing to offer a gift or a present or their time to help us, and us being able to say, yes, thank you, I accept your gift, I accept your present, your money, your help. Or those people saying, no, 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 thank you, I'm fine, I can do it alone. I used to be that type. I still kind of am that type. I thought I could do everything alone and I didn't need anyone's help. So a lot of people are very proud, and they have that psychology where as children they saw from their parents that no, 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 thank you, I'll do it myself, it's much better if I do it, I'll do it quicker, I'll be more efficient, and they will never accept any presents or gifts from anyone. Okay, so that the self-worth, our emotional self-worth, and our belief in ourselves is a very important ingredient in becoming the magician, which is the sixth, the last type of the six personalities. So let me start with Mr. Sweat. Mr. Sweat is everything comes down from childhood. So if we saw our parents working and sweating hard every single day, and when, oh son, the only way you can become successful is if you work very, 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 very hard. And we have that programming in our mind. So even if we receive, or if we won the lottery and we win millions of dollars, after 2 or 3 weeks, we'll still go back to working very, very hard, because that's what we saw as a child. Okay, so that's Mr. Sweat. So even if we have $1 million in the bank, we just won, after a few weeks, we'll still go back to work, because that's what we saw. We'll still see that I will only become successful and happy if I work very, very hard. Okay, so that's the programming behind that. The second one is the person who cannot receive. So like I said before, they have a very, very hard time receiving any gifts, money, or people willing to help them and spend time to help them. Those people simply cannot receive. They say, no, 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 thank you, I'll do it alone. I'm much better off if I do it alone. I'm capable of doing everything myself. It'll be much better that way. And the flow is not balanced. So these people also try to give. Sometimes they only give to others, but they have a very hard time accepting. So if they get $1 million, if they win the lottery, for example, it will basically flow out of their hands, out of their pockets, because they don't believe that they deserve that money. So this is also a childhood programming thing back as a child. So they don't believe that they're worthy of having that gift or that love or that care, and they saw that as children. The third type is Mr. Swapp. So I'm a little bit of Mr. Swapp, and I'm a little bit of the number 6, the magician. So number 3, Mr. Swapp, believes that he can only accept or receive something if he can give something in exchange. Okay, so this is also the same concept here is the worthiness. How worthy am I? And the only way they accept, or the only way they give, if they're hoping to get something in return from that person. But the universal flow of abundance doesn't work like that. We constantly get from the universe, and sometimes we give out to other people. So it doesn't have to necessarily be the same person. Actually, many times we're not going to give or get back from the exact same person, but we'll get from others, we'll get from the universe. Okay, so that's Mr. Swapp. Number 4 is the Jolly Joker. So this is like the Ace of Spades card. The Jolly Joker is the one. I love talking about the Jolly Joker type. The Jolly Joker is when someone hears of, oh, this guy is making $10,000 a month, and he's doing so little, and he won so much on Bitcoin, and it was an easy win. In basically 10 days, he tripled his money. So they will immediately cash in and put all their monies. They'll even actually mortgage their house because they saw someone else seemingly make very quick, easy money. But the Jolly Joker types basically lose their money because they're not consistent enough. So they don't have long-term goals. They just want a quick fix. They just want the quick, easy way. And usually there is no quick, easy way. So even those multimillionaire Silicon Valley startup guys, where we see that, within 3 years they became millionaires, or 4 years, those guys have usually worked for 8 years. So they work their butts off for 8 years, day by day, 7 days a week. But we don't really hear that in the media. Okay, so those people have worked very hard. And the Jolly Joker types just see the last 1 year. Oh, in 1 year, he only had $100,000, and his startup kicked off, and he became a millionaire. But they don't see the 9 years behind that. So that's the Jolly Joker type. The personality type number 5 are the ones, they can be billionaires, or they can be just a normal McDonald's employee. It doesn't matter which category they fall into. And they have a huge fear of losing. So they'll do anything not to lose money or material things. And I know a lot of billionaires. I know a lot of British and Hungarian billionaires who fall into this category. They basically base their lives, or a certain part of their lives, of accumulating more and more and more, and just so they won't be able to lose anything. So they just want to keep, and they're so scared of actually losing. So, and this can be someone who works at McDonald's and saves $100 a month. They're also terrified of losing, but the same thing is for a billionaire as well. So this is the 5th type, the 5th fear of losing. And the 6th type is the magician. I love talking about the magician because basically magicians create opportunities, golden opportunities, out of thin air. So basically out of nothing. They have a very strong vision, a very strong goal. They're very confident. They They have a lot of belief in themselves. And I love talking about the story, the example of the stone soup, which I recommend anyone. It's a children's story where there's a little fox who's very hungry, and this is a kind, nice-hearted fox. So not one of those sly foxes, but this is a nice-hearted fox. The fox gets hungry, and he comes up with an idea of finding a little stone on the street, and he goes to the bunny rabbit, and he goes, "Bunny rabbit, would you like to eat some beautiful, yummy soup? I'm getting very hungry." And the bunny says, "Yeah, I'm also very hungry." And then the fox goes, "Well, can you help with some carrots? Okay, I have the rock, and I'll get some water, but please help with the carrots, okay, so we can make this delicious soup, vegetable soup." And then the bunny rabbit helps with the carrots. Then he goes to the next animal. He goes to the sheep, and then, "Sheep, could you please help with some parsley, for example?" And the sheep goes, "Oh, I'm also very hungry." So the sheep brings some parsley. And then the bear, he goes up to the bear. The bear brings some onions, and so on and so on. And he gets around 7 or 8 animals together, and they make this delicious stone soup. I mean, there's only one small stone in the middle of the soup, but with all the animals are happy. So the key word here with the magician is he basically brings people together, brings animals, brings people together, and creates a win-win situation. So from nothing, he's creating. He has a plan, and he wants everyone to be involved, and it's a win-win for everyone. So everyone will get some delicious soup, and he's creating assets. So he's creating money, assets, happiness. It doesn't necessarily have to be money. It could be any common goal. And out of thin air, basically, he creates opportunities for others. He makes those people wealthy as well and happy, and he involves everyone. And this is the magician. So I believe I'm a Mr. Swapp, number 3, and a magician, partly a magician. And this is what I teach in my motivational seminars. And I'm coming out with my book, The 6 Money Types, which will be coming out in a few months. So if you have any comments, please write in the comments below. I'd love to hear your feedback. And I wish everyone a wonderful, beautiful day and lots of universal flow. Ciao.